to the Watchtower of Pop Culture Renegades!
I'm awake. I'm here.
Wait, I should move in closer.
Yeah,
Very
all right,
present.
cool. All right.
We are here at the Hall of Justice.
Yep. Except I shouldn't be here.
That's all I had. I should have came up with a whole script before I did that voice, but I didn't. So
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, it's good times.
What's up, Pop Culture Renegades? I'm Jezzer. This is Migdalia and Toni.
Hey.
And we're going to be talking
Migdalia and Toni?
Migdalia and Toni. That sounds pretty cool.
Give us separate identities.
Like, introduce yourself.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. Migdalia wasn't on the show last week.
I wasn't. This is actually my debut on CW's The Watchtower. You guys will know me from the superior superhero after show, The Infinity Watch. They had to call in a superhero to save the DC show.
So am I the only one not on the Marvel show as well?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
I like DC better though.
Okay, well that's why you're on the DC show.
Even though the movies are shit.
Listen, my head says Marvel, but my heart says DC, and that's why I said, guys, if we talk more about more than CW TV, then I will happily come and do this show.
And we did. Last week we didn't talk about too much CW TV.
No, not a whole lot. But I feel like this might be the week that we're going to talk.
Well, we're going to talk about a little bit of everything.
Just a little bit of everything.
Well, big news has come out. So again, we just want to say hi to everybody. We are dual streaming tonight on YouTube and Facebook.
Who do we got on that side?
We have on YouTube, we have Carlos Martinez, Anna Miles, Blackwing 2040. Welcome. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
How about on that side? What we got?
Two watches. We've got two watches there.
Dual streaming.
Well, we're dual streaming. Yeah. So, guys, chime in, join in on the conversation, and let's get going.
So, first off, we're going to be talking about a new character that's coming to Supergirl. Who is she?
Who is she?
Or who are they?
Are we previewing the video?
Yeah, we're going to preview the video.
I'm just wondering. Okay, so basically, what we know about this character, she was listed on the breakdown as Finhead. And that's pretty much all we know about her in terms of her name. She's described as being a Kalanorian, and she's going to do battle with Supergirl.
Well, let's go to Jessica, and she'll tell us a little bit more about
Jessica here with that hashtag show, and today we can confirm that Kalanorians are coming to Supergirl. The newest exclusive character breakdown acquired by that hashtag show reveals that Supergirl will go up against at least one formidable adversary from the planet Kalanar. Finhead, an aggressive, ferocious, and gigantic Kalanorian woman sporting a mohawk, battles Supergirl in a violent fight. Role requires actors trained and experienced in stunts and fighting. The citizens of the planet Kalanar are usually illustrated in the comics as humanoid beings with pointy ears, red or purple skin, and a webbed fin-like mohawk. This brief character description gives little indication if the look of this mysterious Kalanorian woman will closely follow the alien appearance we've seen in comics, or if the television series will opt for a more human look that will just take inspiration from the source material. The name Finhead doesn't really give us any clues either, especially since there doesn't seem to be a single significant female Kalanorian character in the DC Comics canon. This does make us wonder if additional Kalanorians are on their way, like Despero, the tyrannical ruler of Kalanar and longtime adversary of the Justice League. A powerful foe, Despero has the psychic powers of telekinesis and telepathy due to his being born with a third eye. This extra eye allows him to project mental blasts, fly, create force fields, cast illusions, control minds, and read minds. If he ends up being empowered by the flame of Patar, the mystical life force of the planet Kalanar, then that means he'll also have superhuman strength, speed, stamina, durability, and the ability to regenerate. That being said, nothing of Despero or more of his fellow Kalanorians have been confirmed as of yet, but it's not difficult to imagine that where there's one Kalanorian, there's bound to be more. So who do you guys think this character could be? Would you be down to see Despero and Supergirl? Let us know in the comments below. We do want to hear from you guys. That is it for this week's hashtag show. We have new videos premiering all week long, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and hang here for everything trending in geek pop culture.
Boom! We're back.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I kind of fell asleep there considering that they were talking about the super family, but I'm not even going to go there.
Yeah, I mean,
until later.
To be honest, I don't know about you guys, but I don't watch the Supergirl show.
I don't
either. If I'm honest, I've only seen I've seen Supergirl. I've seen her in the crossovers, just because I tend to be more of a fan of Flash than Supergirl. But you know, This does sound interesting, though. It does sound like, because everything that anybody who actually watches the show, what they can tell me is that, the first, early season, wasn't too great, but, once she definitely switches over to CW, it's a different story. It's a different feel.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to give it a shot, especially since I'm now on this beautiful show, and I really should be a little bit more invested into the other DC shows, just because they do all converge eventually.
I don't know. I feel like with Supergirl, they're a little too on the nose with a lot of the social issues that they got going on, to the point where it turns into like an after school special. Like, oh, come on. Okay, we get it.
I'll be on the lookout for that. Whenever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, it's fine. But also in the DC news, we have, if you guys watch The Flash, then you know that Wally West kind of got pushed aside, and they don't really use him too much, because two speedsters on a show is kind of, it's too much. It's too OP. It's too much.
Too much speed.
So he kind of, what they said he did is he went to a different town and is doing some superhero stuff there, but really they just put him on the bench. They benched him. So because with Legends of Tomorrow, we had Martin Stein and pretty much the other guy from Firestorm leaving, there's a lot of empty space on that Wave Rider. So they officially announced that Wally West will be going to Legends of Tomorrow. And we did get we got a photo of him actually on the Wave Rider. Let's see if it shows up right there.
Hey, there he is.
All suited up and ready to go. I think it's going to be interesting because they don't have a speedster.
Yeah.
They don't have a speedster on Legends of Tomorrow. So, I mean, Reverse Flash is there. But, they don't have a speedster on their team. So it'll be good. I think it'll be great. What do you guys think about Wally West?
Yeah, even when Wally was on the show, they definitely kind of just... That was his story. That was his thing. He always wanted to do more. He always wanted to, be recognized just as good. And sometimes he's even better than Barry. Sometimes he's even faster. But because he's young, even though really he's not any younger than,
not really, maybe 2 or 3 years.
Not that much younger than Barry, or definitely not when Barry was starting off, because it has been some time between, Barry getting his powers and now. So it just, I don't know. I think that this is a good step. I really love that they've gone ahead and decided to do something with him, as opposed to just sort of being like, hey, thanks for your work, but we're
going to put you on the back burner.
And not use you at all. The fact that they have this network of shows where they can go ahead and still utilize, especially the actor. I really do enjoy him, and I really do think that, he's talented. And
what else has he been on?
I don't know what else he's been on. I just know that whenever he was on Flash, I was invested. And the fact that they didn't utilize him to the extent that they could have.
Yeah.
And of course, that's the problem. You have two speedsters. You have two people where it's sort of like, well, if there's two of you, and usually if there's only the one of you that can actually solve the problem, why can't you get all the problems solved with the two of you? And there always seems to be some issue. Well, no, we need to protect him. We need to send him home. Yeah. Why are you sending him home? He's a superpowered being. Let him help. And the fact that they've gone ahead and put him on Legends of Tomorrow where he can be of some use, I'm all for it.
Have you seen him on The Flash?
I have not. I haven't even watched The Flash yet.
Aww.
It's on the list, but
it's good. I will say
they're not afraid to go there. As far as comic
do Barry and Wally usually coexist in the same universe? Because I thought one took over for the other.
But because they've been just abusing the whole multiverse thing.
I think they jumped the gun with introducing Wally West. They could have pushed him off a few more seasons.
Say that about a lot of things in The Flash, but I kind of appreciate that, because the one thing that's really annoying to me about a lot of CW shows, not so much these days, but whenever it, especially in its earlier,
Talk about Smallville?
A lot of shows.
I liked Smallville.
A lot of Dawson's Creek.
I'll be real. I'm talking about especially Supernatural, where it's the secret can't come out. So then they'll sit on this secret for at least 4 to 6 episodes. Yeah. And then inevitably there's this, how could you keep this from me? And there's always that drama of the secret coming out. And whenever The Flash has ever had that sort of secret, and they're like, don't tell anybody, it's told within the next 20 minutes, and it's resolved within the episode. And I'm like, yes, please do just sidestep all of this ridiculous CW drama.
Yeah.
I mean,
especially with the internet being how it is, there's no more secrets in
there's not
shows. Especially like this, we got an image of him on the Wave Rider, and there's no keeping secrets anymore.
No, I mean within the context of the show, where the characters are you can't tell somebody, don't tell them this, and then that's the drama, that is the tension that we're supposed to believe is happening. And Arrow will do that too. Arrow especially would do that heavily in the first 2 seasons, and it was so annoying. Where it's we're still caring about whether or not people are keeping the secret.
Yeah.
It got really annoying.
In the comics. Oliver Queen, everybody knows he's Green Arrow, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, we need to get to that point in the series where everybody knows that he's a Green Arrow.
Yeah.
But honestly, I stopped watching Arrow.
It's fake drama. It's fake tension for the sake of, those soap opera reaction shots of just like loaded stares at one another. Where
Yeah.
What season is it on?
We are.
Well, now I don't know because I've not been keeping current with Arrow, so I haven't seen the last season or two.
I think we're in the 6th season.
Yeah. I'm lost on the last 2 seasons, but definitely that first season and the second season, there was a lot of that. There was just a lot of like, don't tell so and so, and it was
it was pretty bad.
Yeah, drama.
Have you seen any of the CW?
No. What I watch is a fabulous show.
Oh no! Here we go. Hold on. Okay. All right. What is it?
Called Gotham. Okay, I don't care what anyone has to say, especially people who watched Arrow and are watching Supergirl. Okay, who are you to judge me?
Well, listen, Gotham.
No, excuse me. I have the platform now.
Okay, go ahead.
Flash is good. Flash is good.
Fine, I'm going to try Flash after, I have several other series to watch for hundreds of
So you still love Gotham?
I do. I'm like a season behind, so I have to wait till Netflix reloads or uploads season 4, but I do. It's just wacky. It's like people who used to watch the William Shatner Star Trek. I mean, what's the difference,
Who's your favorite character on that show?
Oh, that's a tough one. I really like Jerome.
Is he?
He's the one that's
He's still around? He's still around?
I think so. I don't know. The thing about Gotham is people die and they don't stay dead.
No, they don't.
And they don't care. They don't care that they keep bringing these people back to life. But he's like a real good Joker.
I heard they even brought that Asian scientist from Jurassic Park's in it too.
Yeah, he's playing Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange?
Yeah.
Oh, Hugo Strange.
Hugo Strange.
Yeah. Hugo Strange. Yeah. So that's And I mean,
yeah, he's in Gotham. He really hams it up.
Okay.
Chewing the scenery all over. I really like this take on, James Gordon. And I wasn't
Michael
really
Chiklis is in it too.
Michael Chiklis is in it, yeah.
And
Jada Pinkett Smith's in it.
Who's Gordon's partner? I used to love him on that one show, Grounded for Life. I think.
Donald Logan or something like that.
Donald Logan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
and he was in Blade too. If you guys remember that, with the sunglasses.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the DC show.
I'll try watching it. I started watching it to the point where they brought in Azrael, and I was like, this guy's not.
No, you have to wait. Was that season 2?
I think it might have been 2.
Okay.
He was that one with the sister that had like a whip or something.
Oh yeah, you got pretty far.
Yeah, and then I saw I saw a Jerome scene, and he was really good.
Yeah, no,
Jerome
is so good.
Like, it got to the point where they said he wasn't the Joker, and they said he was the Joker.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on, keep him the Joker,
I
because
don't
he's
think
great.
they thought he was going to be as good as he was.
Yeah.
And then all the fans' reaction was like, this is on Heath Ledger level right now.
It's really good. He's one of the main characters in the show called Shameless.
Yeah.
And he's great. Like, I haven't caught up on Shameless, but he's great on that show.
No, he's a really good actor. And I just think, Gotham isn't for everyone. If you don't like cheesiness, like if you're somebody who like despised Batman and Robin for some unknown reason, not unknown reason, but there's no reason to absolutely despise that film, but then you're not going to like Gotham.
But I like young Russell Crowe as Jim Gordon, though.
That is not young Russell Crowe. Okay, the guy who played Jim Gordon is like hotter than Russell Crowe.
Ben McKenzie.
You
guys remember a show called The OC?
I do, and I did not like him on there. Like, I wasn't into him on there. But on Gotham, yeah, I can get with some Jim Gordon.
Did you know that his best friend on The OC was supposed to play the Flash in the Justice League Mortal movie?
Oh yeah, that's
the one that they started.
Adam Brody.
Yeah, they started filming it and then they just stopped. It would have been good if they made it, though.
Yeah, so many instances of that in the DCEU. Mm-hmm. Like, you had Nicolas Cage was supposed to be Superman, and they were costume testing. That didn't happen. Armie Hammer was Batman.
We were supposed to have Iris West in Justice League, but they cut that out. I don't even think they're bringing her back.
No, they cut this. They probably will for the Flash.
I think they're trying to recast her.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But also, speaking of the Flash, we have some.
Wait, hold on a second. I don't love Batman and Robin Blackwing, but I don't hate it.
I love that movie.
Just because Uma Thurman and Arnold Schwarzenegger saved that film.
Oh, they are hilarious.
Who killed the dinosaurs? Ice Age.
Like, listen, if you would put them in Because I think Batman Forever, the Val Kilmer one, I think it works perfectly as a reboot of Batman 69.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you put Uma and Arnold in that movie, it works perfectly. And if they actually are, making that, what was it in Batman 69 when it was the Riddler, Joker, Catwoman, and Penguin? They made some sort of evil league.
Like a pack,
there was an official name. They had a
so you don't think Batman and Robin was kind of like
No, I think it just went off. I think Batman Forever toes the line of it being campy enough and
still got a little bit of a story.
And still sort of serious enough, because the thing about Adam West is that he took it seriously. He was totally just taking it, especially in those moments where he's Bruce Wayne. He's taking it seriously. He's delivering Bruce Wayne to you, and I feel the same way about Val Kilmer. Whenever he's Bruce Wayne, he's so serious about that shit. But whenever he's Batman, it's like, oh, you're gonna.
Val Kilmer was the worst.
Really?
He's at the bottom of the list.
You think he's at the bottom of that list? I think Clooney is at the bottom of the
George
list.
Clooney was a good Bruce Wayne.
He was a great Bruce Wayne.
He was great.
Bruce Wayne.
Okay, Batman.
He showed up to be Clooney. That's how
He was Clooney.
He was Clooney. There's never been a terrible none of these guys are terrible. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. No Batman has ever just been flat out terrible.
You can't really mess up Batman.
You can't.
You can't.
You really can't.
I mean,
you
can't mess it up.
I would say,
but can you be at that level?
No,
I would say Val Kilmer is probably the worst out of all of them. I think so. George Clooney.
I wouldn't say no. For me, Clooney ranks lower just because.
Clooney was great.
To me, Kilmer is more interesting than Clooney, just because Clooney literally shows up to just stand next to what's her name. Is that Elle McPherson who's playing his girlfriend?
Yeah.
And then he's making eyes at Uma Thurman. So it's literally he doesn't have a lot to do.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's more the fault of the script rather than him.
Oh, we definitely know it's the fault of the script.
The movie was made.
But I enjoy Kilmer more than I do Clooney.
The movie was only made to sell toys. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. They had no intention of continuing the story.
Yeah.
They just made the movie so they could sell more toys.
If you guys haven't seen that 30-minute featurette that they did, it was for the 25th or 30th anniversary of or 20th.
It's 25.
It was some anniversary they put out for the Blu-ray, and there was a featurette where they got everybody together, including Joel Schumacher, and it is literally a 30-minute apology for how bad the movie is. And it's Joel Schumacher literally sitting in front of a camera saying the buck stops with me. I allowed this to happen. And Chris O'Donnell was there saying every day there was just somebody coming down from marketing saying hey, this is the new toy. Yeah, we gotta put this into the movie, so work that in. And
Batgirl came in there, she had a brand new suit.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the movie, they gave her another suit. I'm why? So here's another toy.
That makes a lot of sense because listen, everyone read the script. All right, you weren't reading that script and then you were duped into something else. We got on set, unless that just happened. Tony said. People were on set.
According to O'Donnell, there were just more and more edicts coming down from downstairs saying you have to go ahead and put this in because the toy, or you have to change this on the Batmobile so that way it matches the toy design, because literally the toys were leading that movie.
Yeah.
So
WB is having their hands in the movies.
But the featurette is fascinating. Yeah, and speaking, she mentioned Superman Lives, that Nick Cage. If you guys haven't seen that documentary,
I want to see it so bad.
It is so good. Superman Lives.
How close did they get to making that?
They
film?
were weeks out.
Yeah,
they were
so close.
6 or 8 weeks out from production. Literally, it gets all the way up into the point. And that year, WB just had flop after flop.
Who was director? Who was directing that one?
It was Tim Burton directing. It was Nick Cage starring.
Yeah.
The guys who were doing the production design, they were working on The Matrix.
Nice.
That is an interesting group of people.
Literally, everybody involved with
Superman movie.
No, and when you watch the film and you're seeing the concept designs and you're hearing what they intended for the story, it sounds a lot like Man of Steel. It really does.
Yeah, because Zack Snyder is a lot like Tim Burton. His style.
No, exact, the intention, the exact, when
was
they're
it Doomsday?
No, but it's just their intention of making him extremely alien and everything about him extremely alien.
Okay.
And the look of Krypton and everything that has to do with Krypton, very, very alien, almost to the point where they're bug-like. And I was like, this is Man of Steel.
Yeah.
This is Man of Steel. This is amazing. So,
Are you guys excited about the sci-fi Krypton show? No?
I'm not excited about anything in the Super Family. I'm sorry. I mean, if you can't
You're
see...
You're not a Super Family fan? Okay, so...
I show you my tattoo, but then I have to lift up my shirt. That's not happening on the stream. So I do have a Batman
these
tattoo.
two ladies are wearing Batman shirts because I said, I told them, hey, let's wear some DC-inspired clothing. And I kind of forgot.
What'd you do?
I forgot.
I know, you're being all shady. Do you own DC stuff, or do you just own Marvel?
No. Okay.
Can you
No,
bring
what were we
something
talking
DC?
about? We were talking about the Flash.
Yeah.
We're
So
talking about
Iris
the Flash.
West.
Iris West is
Yes.
going to suit up. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know if it's going to be a different Earth Iris West or if she's filling in. I don't know it. But
What is with this budget outfit that I could get at Buffalo Trace or whatever that trade?
Buffalo Express or what is that?
Yeah, what is that place?
Buffalo.
The thrift store.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
Yeah. So it's just leather.
Yeah.
It's pretty much all just leather.
That's a mask.
That's the aesthetic the show tends to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the mask is just kind of like glued on.
I mean, it looks like
Does
a
she not look
dinosaur
like
mask.
Kato?
Kato?
Yes, from the
looks
Green
like-
Hornet.
Yeah, she looks like Kato.
Oh, she does. That's crazy. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with this. Hopefully, it's not Earth 1. Hopefully, it's I don't know. I hope they don't, because during this season, the whole thing that everybody's joking on is every time she says we are the Flash, it's like, you're not the Flash. You don't have Speed Force. Stop trying to
sound
claim.
like Ernie.
Huh? I know.
I'm trying to make it happen.
Yes.
There is no I in team.
Yeah.
There is me.
No, it's just Barry. Barry's doing all the work. Iris, you're not doing anything. Really? I don't even know what
She
you're doing.
is.
I mean, it
getting
looks
him
like
laid.
she's gonna try to.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, I guess that gives them some
A little
powers.
team spirit.
Yeah.
It looks like she's gonna try to do something, be a little more active, be a little,
Yeah,
be out there.
We'll see what the actual story is, but
Because she was the only person that didn't get affected by that whole what did they do recently? That whole story arc.
it was the
When they went to a different
particle
thing.
accelerator.
Yeah.
Basically, mutations without calling it a mutation.
mutated.
Metahumans is the
They're
term.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not mutants.
metahumans.
They're metahumans. Okay, cool.
I'm a metahuman. Ugh.
If you guys are metahumans, what would you want your power to be?
Batman.
Batman?
I always want my power to be Batman.
He doesn't have any powers.
He does. He's got his brain and his money.
He doesn't have any powers.
I mean, I answered this on the AMA we had on the After Dark show. I still want an eidetic memory. I still want to be able to retain everything that I learn and that I come across.
I don't know if you want to remember
However,
everything.
I do. But Forge's power from the X-Men has always fascinated me.
What is Forge's power?
Basically, anything that he can think of, he can build. So if you're just like, build me
like
that
that.
particle accelerator, yeah, no problem. Give me a day.
It reminds
and he'll
me-
go and he'll build that shit. And he just has and what I love about especially powers like his is that it's essentially like this super intuitive intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
So then intelligence itself becomes like this mutation. Because we always think about mutations and metahumans and their powers being like physical.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but what if your brain is the mutated part of you? How fucking awesome would that be? Oh my God, no.
So he's Chris Pratt's character from that Lego movie.
Essentially, yeah. No,
Where
he's
he can
essentially
just
a
make
master
whatever
builder.
he wants.
Absolutely. Yeah, totally.
For me, I think I would have. I can't remember his name, but he's kind of got powers like Colossus, but he's on Legends of Tomorrow. Citizen. He's played by Nick. Who's that guy? Nick something.
Nick Fury.
No, not Nick Fury. But his skin just turns.
He just
into
has
steel.
organic,
Yeah. Organic
skin.
steel.
That's
yeah.
amazing. No, yeah.
Like, have you guys seen Legends of Tomorrow?
No.
You would love it. It's
a
so
couple
much
of crossover
fun.
episodes.
It's the first season is garbage
Come on.
because the first season has Hawkman and Hawkgirl, and they're just garbage. They're just terrible. But the second season,
I didn't love them whenever they were.
the
in
second
class.
season, it's great because it turns into Back to the Future, where they're going like in time and changing historical stuff, which leads me in to my next story.
Ooh.
Is that
Dun, 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 dun. Wait,
They are
somebody says there's a baby involved here.
in what?
Baby.
And Flash, Carlos says something about the baby.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Wait, is Iris pregnant?
No, okay. So there's this girl that keeps showing up, like in the Flash. Did you watch? Have you seen?
I'm not caught up.
Okay,
But go ahead. Feel
There's
free to
this girl
spoil
that
it.
shows
I
up in
will
the
be.
Flash, and she was at their wedding, and she's like super excited to be there, and she was a waitress. She was serving. I don't know why she was serving food at a wedding. They were at the church, and she was serving drinks and food at the wedding.
hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah. Wait, you saw her at the church? Like,
Dude, when you
At
have
the
communion, you
ceremony
get
and the
the body of
reception.
Christ and the blood of Christ.
that's the
those
wine.
snacks.
That's different. That's not snacks. That's not snacks.
Not the
Grab the
same.
seeds.
Well, anyway, so
Not
she
the
went up
same.
to Barry, and she was like super excited, and she said, don't forget to say I do or something. And then she left.
Yeah, I remember that.
But the thing is, the actress, it's not just like kind of an extra. She's an actual actress on a few shows before, and she keeps popping up in the series. So it's for sure she's Dawn Allen. She's one of the twin kids of Barry and Iris. So that's why she's so excited, because she gets to see her parents younger. So yeah, I think that's what he's talking. Is that what he's talking about?
Probably.
I don't. Yeah. Well, anyways,
I got a lot to catch up on. So
Legends of Tomorrow, they are actually casting someone to play a young Obama.
Why don't they just get that guy that was in that Lifetime film or whatever, Barry and Me, or who was it? He looked exactly like Obama.
But yeah, so if you don't watch Legends of Tomorrow, you know that they go back in time and meet like these famous people in history, and kind of like they mess up their plans. So they met George Lucas right before he was about to write Star Wars, and they messed it up, so he never wrote Star Wars. So they had to go back and fix it. Who else did they meet? They met a few presidents. So it's only right that they show up and try to mess up Obama's future. I wonder what they're gonna do. So
maybe they would change it so that president can serve 4 terms. 4 to 5 terms, unlimited terms, and then he can say
you would
president
go back
forever.
into FDR.
Yeah, FDR he did 3, right?
He did 4.
He did 4?
He did 4.
FDR was the greatest.
He died shortly after his 4th.
Yeah. Then they changed it, like idiots.
Yeah, because that was right in the middle of World War II.
So that's what the show is about. Like they literally go back in time and they accidentally mess up something in history. Like they messed up the Trojan War. They picked up. Yeah. So
wait, is this sort of like Doctor Who with superheroes in the second season?
I've never seen Doctor Who.
I mean, it's time travel.
It's time travel. So they literally
time and space.
They literally go back in time and mess things up.
That guy played Obama in Netflix's Barry.
Okay, do you know his name?
Devon Terrell.
He looks like him, and I mean,
he's an actor.
Yeah, they should just cast him.
They should just cast him.
Yeah. So yeah, they're looking to cast someone that looks a lot like Obama. So I can't wait to
look at that smile.
I can't wait to see who they choose and what the story is actually going to be.
Do you think you could play Obama?
No, definitely not. I could probably.
I mean, this is surprising to me because again, I haven't watched the Legends of Tomorrow series. I've only seen a few episodes, the crossover episodes. I always thought that and by and large, the other DCU shows, the other DCEU shows, they've not really ventured into the real world, or at least real world history that. Yeah. And that's sort of been the earmark of DC Comics too. They exist in this very fictional world, Metropolis, Gotham.
Yeah, Marvel usually does the real world.
Marvel is the one where like Obama's on,
No, I thought Obama was on a Superman comic.
They were on a Spider-Man comic.
Yeah, Martin Luther King's been in Marvel a few times.
So that's okay. Then I've got more inclination. I mean, because it's always nice to feel like you're connecting with something that could, could hypothetically actually exist in your world, or interact with your actual world.
What's also great is they have like maybe 8 to 10 characters, and they're all, you'll fall in love with all of them. They're so funny, and like they got Brandon Routh. What?
Really? In Legends of Tomorrow?
He plays Adam. He plays Adam.
Yeah, the Adam. Yeah.
Yeah. So
remember that time Ernie asked how did it feel to not play Superman anymore? Oh, that was a really awkward interview.
Oh wait, what did he say?
He said something along the lines like, do you feel sad about like not being picked up to be Superman again? I don't know, after Superman returns. It was something like that. It was so awkward.
Ernie.
Oh, Ernie.
Yeah.
We should air that interview. Yeah. Making people feel awkward. Wow. He confronted Iris. He was like, why do your characters stay dead?
Oh, no, he goes, he talked to Candace Patton, and he goes, I'm going to be honest with you, I hate your character, and I wish she would die. And I was just like, what? And then I looked, Migdalia and them were on the other side, and I looked at him like,
no. And I was here like interviewing Bruce Campbell, so I wasn't.
But you interviewed her too, right?
Yes.
But you did not ask those.
I didn't ask anything like that, or I didn't tell her anything
just
like that.
Intent on destroying.
I don't know. I mean, even like saying that to Brandon Routh. Brandon Routh seems like a really nice guy. And of course, they wouldn't have him play that character for too long. I mean, he's getting older. I mean, look at Logan, like Hugh Jackman. He probably didn't even have to put makeup on for that movie.
What Logan?
For Logan, he probably.
Oh, you're kidding! No, he does not look that old. Are you serious?
Have you not seen Greatest Showman?
Yeah, have you not seen him in real life?
I have not used my movie pass to watch that yet.
You need to. It's a
him and Patrick Stewart. They put them in extended makeup.
Fun little movie.
Patrick Stewart's not that old now.
He does not look that old. No,
he's in his 70s.
Did you guys know that?
But he doesn't look as old as they made him in Logan.
No, he doesn't.
Did you guys know that movie was nominated?
Yeah.
Wait, for one, it was Best Adapted Screenplay.
Yes.
Which is kind of weird.
It's amazing.
They did a mix of storylines, but it's not technically adapted, so there must be like a percentage or something.
I mean, it's adapted enough because you're taking from Death of Wolverine and Old Man Logan.
Right.
Who chooses? How do they choose? Like, how do they
qualify, or who chooses?
Yeah.
Well, then at that point, it would be the writers that are within the academy, because basically the way that the nominations work out, like for example, in the acting category, all the actors that are within the academy, they vote on the acting categories, and then so on and so forth. So the directors vote for the directors, producers vote for best film, so on and so forth, and all the way down.
Do you guys feel like the nomination is like it's right? Do you think they deserve it?
Absolutely. Yes. That screenplay.
They should have got way more than that. Patrick Stewart should have got a nomination, and even more so, Hugh Jackman should have got a nomination for that. I
can understand why you wouldn't go ahead and nominate Hugh Jackman.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
The emotional turmoil he put himself through.
He's deserving, but I get why you don't. I don't understand why you don't nominate Patrick Stewart.
I did like Patrick Stewart
more. He is so overwhelmingly good.
Yeah. But that's right. He's done some stuff like this before. I mean, he's acted for the last 50 years. And I know Hugh Jackman, a little bit of the same, but he's never really taken himself to where he took it.
I don't think we've ever gotten the best out of Patrick Stewart on film, but then again, all we've gotten from him in the last 20. Well,
did you see The Green Room? I mean, come on.
No, I didn't.
You got to see The Green Room.
No, I didn't. But I think, like, by and large, what we think of Patrick Stewart, it's like he's been in X-Men, he's been in Star Trek, and he's doing these very, like, more or less these action-y roles where he's just sort of delivering these monologues. In my mind, I always thought like, oh, he's more of a theater actor. I'm sure like the best of him is always like, on a stage somewhere rather than in front of a camera.
Right.
But that role was so amazing and so good. Like literally every time I was just like, I've never seen Patrick Stewart like this. How are you not going to get nominated? And then when he didn't, I was like, the world is bullshit. I hate it. It's terrible. I
don't follow like all the awards and stuff. Has there ever been another superhero movie?
This is the first. This is the first comic book movie that has been nominated for a screenplay award at the Oscars.
Is Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman was completely and totally snubbed. This is bullshit of monumental proportions. Nothing.
Not costume.
Nothing. Lady Hemming should absolutely not only be nominated, but she should get the fucking award. Oh my god, the costumes in that movie, just like on a storytelling level, everything is perfect in that movie for the costumes.
Why do you think they overlooked it? Why do you guys think they overlooked it?
I think, honestly, okay, somebody else pointed this out. As long as we're also talking about this. All right, so all the DC movies were snubbed. Justice League, rightfully so.
So listen, if Suicide Squad could be nominated for Best Makeup?
Not only nominated, but win.
Suicide
Squad is an Oscar-winning film.
Suicide Squad was nominated for Best Makeup last year.
And it won. It's an Oscar win.
Wasn't it Star Trek or something? It was some bullshit nonsense. I don't know what it was up against.
But anywho, so Justice League didn't get anything, rightfully. Lego Batman didn't get any nominations for Best Animated Feature. But you know who was nominated for the Best Animated Feature? Ferdinand and Boss Baby. That's the fucking world we live in. I'm still mad.
Was Coco nominated?
Of course. Coco, and what's the other one that's kind of in the running for me?
What else came out?
Coco and...
Is it another Disney movie?
Yes. What's the oh, crap.
Zootopia?
No, not Zootopia.
Moana?
No.
Moana. Those are all like last families.
But Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is probably the hugest snub. Everyone's been talking about it because everybody universally agreed that it was an amazing movie. It was on multiple best of 2017
It broke as many
lists.
records as Get Out did.
Yeah, and it was just a movie that everybody, was talking about, and then come award season, nothing. Meanwhile, there's plenty of awards for other, movies that didn't get nearly as much exposure. Didn't
I know, what
get
is
nearly
this?
as
3
much,
billboards from Missouri bullshit that came out of nowhere.
I heard that was actually a good one, though. Well, I need to watch it before I start. Like,
You haven't heard of it until like 2 months ago.
I've seen trailers of it. I just never sat down and watched it.
But you know, someone mentioned that you know, the movies that were snubbed, you know, Wonder Woman and Lego Batman, these are the obviously comic book movies. You know, meanwhile, Logan just sounds like
It's just a movie. It's not really a comic book movie. It's a character
but I'm
piece.
saying, like, even just the title, the appearance of, you know, something like that. So then you get something that's even as, I think, deserving of a lot of technical awards, like Wonder Woman, but maybe the Academy doesn't want to because it's just so obviously a comic book movie.
Yeah.
Whereas Logan has all like the wrappings and trimmings of like a Oscar contender.
I mean,
then, of
Patty
course, Lego
Jenkins
Batman.
definitely been nominated for Best Director.
Definitely.
I'm sorry, who?
Patty Jenkins.
Oh my God, absolutely. That movie lives and dies.
I
by
think
her.
this movie definitely is DCEU's like step in the right direction.
Oh yeah.
So
because even, you know, say what you will about Justice League, it was a decent movie. Like there were worse DCEU movies before it, obviously. And
I mean, what really held it back was just
it was just a mix of two directors, two styles that didn't really mesh,
and then
very confusing production.
Yeah, the Superman mustache thing.
Yeah.
That movie, literally, to me, it looked like, okay, you guys know those fan-made trailers that get on YouTube where, like, people are like, here's my dream cast, but then they're pulling footage from, like,
from
all of the
different
other
scenes.
previous movies.
And then sometimes you get excited because you think it's the real thing. It's like, oh, whoa, and it's like,
and it's not. But then all of the movies that they're pulling from look so different from each other.
Because Ben Affleck looks like two different people at several points.
He gained like 20 pounds. He lost like 20 years. Like, wait, time out. You gained 20 pounds. It's the same scene. What's going on here? I was like, why'd your beard look like that? Come on. I don't know.
No, it really could have benefited for 3 more months before it was released.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm not too happy with the Oscar nominations on a comic book front. I am excited about Logan. I really do hope that the push is made because I would love
because that changes everything.
If that wins,
it's not a big deal if that wins Best Adapted Screenplay. To be honest, it needed one of the big categories. It needed Best Picture, which it should have been nominated for. Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor.
Well,
Daphne Keane, Best Supporting Actress.
I'll say this. I always think that, like, these comic book movies, especially in the landscape now, I think they're going through a sort of condensed version of what comic books as a medium went through, where it was, like, for so long just thought of as kid stuff. And then once, like, you know, Frank Miller's, you know, The Dark Knight, and then Watchmen came out and then started winning all of these awards that were originally not to be thought as comic book awards. That's going to happen here too. I think if Logan wins or any other comic book movie wins something significant,
the game changes.
Absolutely.
The game definitely
and then
changes.
It's legitimized, and then we no longer have to hear about the superhero bubble bursting because
but
that's bullshit.
You guys say that even though Heath Ledger won Best Supporting Actor back in 2008.
I think a lot of people see that as a posthumous award. He deserved that award, absolutely. Even if he were alive to
they were
collect
forced.
Awards. But unfortunately, I think a lot of people in the Academy just saw that as we needed to honor this guy for not only a deserving performance, but also because he's no longer here with us.
Sure, that may be true, but you have to think again, the Academy is made up of real actors as well. So you have a lot of industry insiders who are voting for these things. But I don't know why. I just don't know. It's also a factor of things getting released too early because if you guys remember Split last January, James McAvoy movie where he played, well, he was 23 different personalities, but he played like 9 actively. Yeah. But that was amazing, and he's not in this conversation at all.
That was a great
So it's
movie.
just a lot of political bullshit as well.
Yeah, no,
it's not just about performance and how good the movie is. It's whether you have money to campaign and how much you want to, you know, bullshit with people.
You guys excited for Glass? Glass, the sequel.
Oh,
it's supposed to be a sequel to Split,
right,
and Unbreakable. So
they're closing the trilogy.
Yeah, it's great.
We'll see. I mean, Shyamalan has kind of, you know, disappointed me a lot
all the time.
So,
but did you see The Village? Anytime someone says that, I'm like, but did you see The Village? Because that's the return to form.
I did. And
that was
that was
all right. We won't. This is a DC show. We'll save this for the horror show. But
no, I think the story here is that there were some deserving movies and that didn't get any attention, and I'm afraid that this may be a year where it's a conflicting message, where a Marvel movie, you know, obviously, you know, very deserving, gets the nomination, is a very, you know, pared down, you know, it's not big on the uniforms and the explosions, and yet you get a movie like Wonder Woman that is universally praised, doesn't get the nomination. Lego Batman, which is by far one of the best best animated movies of last year, but yet Boss Baby.
Boss Baby was garbage.
Gets a fucking nomination.
I mean, it is Alec Baldwin.
He was just doing his. He was just doing his Donald Trump impression.
Oh my God!
For,
how dare you? But no,
DreamWorks.
yeah, I think that those are definite snubs. Those feel intentional.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully they'll fix things.
I mean, that's what like the Critics' Choice Awards are for. Those are like by the people, and I don't know. It's just it is a lot of political.
Yeah, I mean the Oscars, they're littered with stories like that where it's like that should have won and this should have been nominated, but it just feels like wow, y'all really did love this movie and then gave it no love whatsoever. Wow. Okay.
Well, Patty Jenkins, she's gonna get a second chance, right, with Wonder Woman 2.
I mean, yeah.
She can redeem herself.
I mean, she doesn't have to redeem herself.
No.
She's just getting the option to direct a sequel.
Yeah. No, I mean, at the end of the day,
WB's happy with her, and
she's
the money she made.
Yeah, she's making stupid amount of money, and she's making great films. So I mean,
and she actually legitimized
the
whole DCEU. Because if that failed.
Then
number one, that was going to be
over.
it for DCEU. That was going to be it for female directors in blockbuster films. That was going to set us back like 10 to 15 years.
They thought when Wonder Woman came out, they thought, oh, we're back, we got this. Justice League's going to come out, we're going to just keep going.
Yeah, with the momentum.
And then Justice League failed, and then they changed their whole.
I mean, they fucked up by wanting, the whole reason why they were like, oh, we don't care that we fired Zack Snyder in the middle of production. We just brought in Joss Whedon. The composer's confused. We're releasing this in November so we can get our bonuses.
Yeah.
That's how the story went, guys. That's why there wasn't any quality or any polishing of the VFX, because the company that did the VFX work for Steppenwolf did Planet of the Apes. So if you're going to tell me that was their final look and that they were happy with that, I'm going to call bullshit.
It didn't look that bad. I mean,
it didn't, but it did look like a video game calendar.
It did look like a video game.
It didn't.
Absolutely.
It didn't bother me the first time I saw it, and then everybody complaining about it. Then the second time I saw it, like, oh, God,
they make very good video games. I will say that.
Yeah, they do.
And even the parts that were very video gamey, I was like, it looks good for a video game. It really does. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
What bothers me is when like Superman flies and you can obviously tell it's a computer generated image.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my God, no, that's jarring to me. Not the Steppenwolf character.
What's the most upsetting about that is just the fact that they seem to be completely reactive as opposed to proactive. They're just reacting after every single release, after every single week the box office returns come back. And I get it, you don't want to lose any money, but it's also like you got to go ahead and bite the bullet so that way you can invest into your universe. If you're not going to go ahead and just be like, we've got a game plan, for better for worse, this is the game plan.
Well, that's kind of what. Do you guys remember the last Raimi movie, the Spider-Man 3 movie?
Yes.
They just wanted to tease Venom in that movie, but then they let the fans and like influence them. They fast tracked him for that, and it's really, if you listen to the fans, you're gonna and not just go with your vision, you're gonna mess things up. That's why. Have you guys heard that they originally had a 21 movie? Like they had it all planned out.
Slate.
Yep, they had Green Lantern, they had all this stuff.
Okay.
But now the only things that are in the works right now are 6 movies.
Okay, what are they?
So we got Suicide Squad 2.
Okay.
Wonder Woman 2.
Wonder Woman 2. There's Aquaman.
Yep.
Flashpoint.
Okay.
The Matt Reeves Batman movie, and there's one more. Matt Reeves Batman movie. Shazam.
Okay.
Those are the only 6 that
I
they
didn't ask for at all.
I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be, Tom Hanks big with superheroes.
Tom Hanks?
Yeah, Tom Hanks big. You ever seen Big?
Oh, I didn't know what you were saying. Sorry, Tom Hanks big.
The big movie. And actually, well, you don't believe me, but I spoke to Zachary Levi one time because he lives in my hometown.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. He lives in my hometown, and so
continue.
Yeah, so I talked to him. I congratulated him because at that time it was all right. It was like before Thanksgiving. He had just got cast as Shazam. I congratulated him. Then I noticed that he's a little chunkier. So I think he's bulking up because when
so you don't say chunkier. He's bulking up.
No, but yeah, he's fat. He's fat right now.
No, you're using the wrong adjective.
Yeah,
still.
Is he fat or is he muscular?
He was fat. I think he's putting on weight so he can
the fat. He's putting muscle under the fat so it makes him look fat.
No, he's getting mass so he can.
Okay,
that's not fat. You're using the wrong adjective.
I've never seen Zach Levi look fat. Okay.
Yeah.
Not from like Comic-Con. I saw him at Comic-Con too.
Always extremely thin and svelte. Yep. So I don't.
Can you see him as Shazam?
I mean, okay, listen, here's the thing. there have been a lot of people that I was like, I can't see them in that role. And then they come out and they completely surprise me. So I've just learned at this point where I'm like, I'm going to reserve judgment. I want to see them, because the last thing I don't want to do is be like, it's impossible. They can't do it. They can't possibly do it, because then I'm not going in and I'm not experiencing that movie for what it is.
I could have pictured like a guy like John Cena in the role.
Sure, but I feel like that's just so,
too on the nose? Or
yeah,
what?
it's too much.
And then, but honestly, you don't need a great actor to play that, because he's got to just be a kid. He's Billy.
You still have to act.
Yeah.
And I would say, John Cena could have played that role, but I also think the reason that they don't go with John Cena is because you're going to have him match up with The Rock at a certain point.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
I also just remember they wanted Gina Carano as Wonder Woman like a while ago.
Like the actual directors? And
No, the fans.
The fans? Oh.
Because she looked the part. She was an MMA fighter. She was in shape. And they're like,
again, Gal Gadot was cast, and I was like, she's thin. She is thin.
Me too.
She is one of those women that just naturally is.
But she won you guys over, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I was like, she's gonna bulk up, and it was
she's
obvious.
got muscle.
Yeah, absolutely. And people were like, she's still too tiny, and I'm like, she as big as she can possibly be at a healthy, natural way. Otherwise, you're just pumping in other questionable substances into your body in order.
Body shaming is not just for bigger people. It's like, don't body shame skinny people either.
Yeah, no, she is a muscular woman, but she's got a Keira Knightley body where she's just naturally one of those supermodel freaks.
But I don't even think she's that skinny.
No, but I'm just saying, if you've ever seen, oh God, what's that one that she did? Was it the fourth Fast and the Furious movie where she's got the bikini? She is a tiny, thin, slender woman, and you can tell she doesn't have to work at it that hard in order to be that thin.
I've seen her old Miss America or Miss Israel or something. Miss Universe she was in. I was like, she was in one of those Miss Fashions. But even her performance was just underplayed. To have that vulnerability and
in Wonder Woman?
Yeah. And how naive she was. That was a really good performance.
She was also great in Justice League.
Oh, yeah.
She's really fantastic. She's definitely wonderful, but I think you have to be able to do that. You just can't be like, all right, I'm here to be muscular, because then, that's what John Cena's first couple of movies are. They're not good.
I never would have pictured, if they said they're going to have an Aquaman, I didn't think they're going to cast a big dude.
Me either.
No.
Because I just keep imagining
he's a big dude. Tall and big.
I thought you were going to get someone like Chris Hemsworth and put him in the blonde wig.
Some reason I keep imagining the robot chicken Aquaman where he's the butt of every joke. Mm-hmm. And then when they gave us Momo, I was like, oh.
If he wasn't Thor, I'm sure Chris Hemsworth would have been on that casting list.
Yeah. Well, Chris Hemsworth to me looks like every superhero, which is true, because they're all blonde white dudes. If you catch him in that first Star Trek movie, he looks like Steve Rogers.
Really?
Yeah,
it's really creepy.
I barely knew it was him.
I just watched 12 Strong. He's great in that movie. He just plays that role so good.
Right.
So
I think I'm just I want to believe in DC in their cinematic universe, but it's they're so reactive, and I really just hope that they just make your movie.
Yeah.
And I feel like Wonder Woman did that.
I think going forward they're gonna be a little bit more lighthearted. Not to the point where what they did with Justice League, but I'm hearing that Aquaman's going to be really fun. It's James Wan, so it's going to be an action movie.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, it's just going to be an action movie. So
what if Vin Diesel makes an appearance?
Yeah.
Justin Wan, was he the one who did Star Trek
James
Beyond?
Wan? I think he did Beyond.
Beyond is really
No,
good,
wasn't that the other dude?
Justin Lin?
Yes,
Justin
Lin.
Okay, sorry, sorry.
James Wan.
James Wan did the Saw franchise.
All of them?
No, he did one. And I think he dropped out at 2. But he also did The Conjuring and all that.
Yeah, it leads me into what we're going to be talking about next is Aquaman, which actually comes out this year. Did you know that?
Aquaman!
This year.
Yeah, in November.
So they're done with...
They're done. They're done shooting. So now they're just in post-production. So, and what surprised me as I looked into it, there's a lot of actors in this movie that I had no idea were in this movie.
Yeah. Oh, really? Because you just made fun of me for not knowing that Nicole Kidman was in the movie.
Why would I care? That's because I played it off because I looked at it. I had the same reaction. Wow. I had the same reaction.
Yeah, no, let's go down the list.
All right. So let's start off. We already know we got the man, Jason Momoa. Look at that dude. Look at that.
He looks like a wrestler. Okay? He looks like he's coming from WWE.
Yeah, Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Are those all? None of those tattoos are his, huh?
No. The one on the forearm is, but no, he doesn't have any chest or shoulder tattoos.
So it's all scaly and.
But they're obviously inspired by the tattoo he already has.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the outfit. Look at that.
It's good stuff, man.
Have you guys seen that Conan movie he's in?
No, I didn't
Yeah,
notice
that was a great movie too. Like
Was
he was,
it?
yeah. I mean, it was fun. Everybody here jokes on me because I like stupid movies. Like
Conan is a pretty good cheese fest, but
Yeah.
you can't replace Arnold.
Wait, is that the
Schwarzenegger.
only picture?
no,
from
for Aquaman. No,
It looked like they got rid of the creepy eye contacts they had in Justice League.
Yeah.
I was not feeling the eye.
I don't know why they. I don't know why they did
was
that.
really
They
weird.
should just CGI that. Yeah.
It just always felt like they had like spotlighting, like almost like the Morticia, like Angelica Houston lighting on his eyes.
Oh, they had
It
a
was just
comparison because Joss Whedon has his own cinematography aesthetic, and then Zack Snyder has his own, and they didn't bother to match
there
that.
were at least 4 different
Yeah.
cinematography looks going on.
You can't really tell though. I can't really tell if his eyes are gold or whatever.
Well, at least in that picture, it just doesn't look like it's going to creep me out. Like, it looks like he's wearing contacts in Justice League.
And also we already saw pictures of Mira. We saw Mira in Justice League. The one thing that I didn't like about that movie, and they said that that's not how it's going to be for Aquaman, is how when they talk, they need to make a little
The
air bubble.
I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Just because I think it might look funny underwater. I just have to see the effect. I don't have that much faith.
Anything
do
can
it.
look cool. Just unfortunately, I always thought like they're Atlanteans. They're always underwater.
Yeah.
What is the need for this?
They can have like telepathy.
Well, I always took it as
Like
they,
fish.
They do have the ability to speak underwater. They do have gills built into their physiology. That's what I always understood it to be. And if I'm wrong, please go ahead and correct me. But every time I've ever seen Aquaman or anybody else from Atlantis underwater, they've been firmly underwater and not just in this air pocket.
What if they do it kind of like Little Mermaid, where it's just kind of...
It just, again, might have been a cheat just to pass the time because they didn't have time to work on all those effects for that one scene. But, like, I don't know. I heard Amber Heard was, like, terrible by somebody who was like working on the
Justice
dailies
League, or just
because we had been working on the marketing campaign for Justice League, and they're like, her scenes are like fucking terrible. Like her delivery.
There was an actual scene that was cut from Justice League where she's at a bar and she just starts fighting a bunch of people.
I thought that was for Aquaman because I saw the photos for that.
That's
not
not
photos.
Oh, that's set photos for Aquaman. I thought that was Justice League. But I guess she plays.
Because remember, she was going through all that Johnny Depp drama while they were filming
I mean,
this.
honestly, it feels like a lot of Aquaman was cut because I didn't understand how almost everything we saw in the movie was used for the trailer.
Yeah,
and then there's like so little of him in the actual movie, in the actual.
It's because he gets his own movie. I don't know. It's a.
I think we got just enough because I was not into that performance. I just.
I wouldn't
too much, yeah.
I wouldn't, but there was no context. There was no context whatsoever. It was just literally
a lot of drinking. And,
I'm looking for the Aquaman. Here you are, the Aquaman.
He's like literally.
That's how smart Bruce Wayne is. Okay, we don't need all this.
Skills. He can find a 6'5" man right there.
Dropped into the ocean.
I know. Come on, a Hawaiian dude
Aquaman.
hanging out in Iceland. Come on,
like,
sticking out like a sore thumb here.
I get that he, at that point we all knew he was going to be getting his own movie, but I'm like, this is why you go ahead and make that solo movie before the team up movie, because literally it plays like he had a solo movie before Justice League. That's why I didn't.
But that's okay. You got the Hawkeye treatment.
No, even Hawkeye doesn't even get that. Oh my god.
No, but I heard Hawkeye is gonna get a pretty cool story arc this.
I don't care.
You don't care?
I
about
hate Hawkeye.
Well, I love Hawkeye.
Anyway,
I love him.
DC.
Yeah. All right.
We got Nicole Kidman.
So Mira is like the assistant to Aquaman's mom.
The assistant?
The assistant or the liaison. I don't know.
Liaison?
With the apprentice.
The apprentice, yeah. They had a little conversation during Justice League.
Okay.
And Queen Atlan, Aquaman's mom, is played by none other than Nicole Kidman.
Atlanta?
No.
Atlanta.
You're gonna tell me
Atlanta.
Nicole Kidman is Jason Momoa's mom?
You don't see the resemblance? Look at those blue eyes. No?
No, the blue contacts I can see in Jason Momoa. But...
Well, then maybe he gets more of his from his dad's side.
Well, where's his dad at? I need to see like
definitely
Curly from
looks more like his
Lost
dad.
or
Absolutely.
something.
No.
I just have a tough time believing that. I don't know. The fact that Mira and Nicole Kidman look so much alike gives it real creepy. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's some
they could be
creepy
mother-daughter.
whatnot.
Maybe, but his dad. I don't.
Show me his dad, please.
I can bring up a picture, but I don't have one because
You don't have it.
I didn't know. Well, I know now because you told me.
Okay.
It's also like funny. I would never see Nicole Kidman taking on a superhero role, so it's just funny.
It's
His dad is going to be played by Tamora Morrison. I really hope I'm pronouncing
Tamora Morrison.
Yeah.
I hate Hawkeye because he's boring.
Oh, how dare you?
Jeremy Renner is a big grump.
How dare you?
Oh, what?
And you guys talk about Batman having no powers. This dude is what? Fighting people off with a bow and arrow, and
Yes, 'cause
that's it?
his
Give me
hand-eye
something
coordination is
else,
out of
baby.
control.
Give me
Oh my
something
God.
else.
He's so good. I
mean,
love
he's
Hawkeye.
skilled. Like he can do anything with
love
the.
Hawkeye. I love him so much.
He's okay.
He's
yeah.
such a-
I think his character. I know.
What?
Hold on.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
let me bring it up first
Tamora
before you start.
Morrison, for those of you that watch Star Wars,
God.
he played Jango Fett in the prequels.
He's
Boba Fett's daddy.
Yeah, in episode 2, where he gets his head cut off.
I'm so tired of this.
But he looks like him. This
This is why you should just let Zack
Okay.
Snyder cast everybody because he's really good at casting.
Really?
Yes.
Didn't he cast them?
He cast Aquaman
I mean,
only.
okay, so
And Mira.
They cast. I have to believe that they cast him because he's from New Zealand, and Jason Momoa, he's from Hawaii. So I guess they figure like Pacific Islanders. They kind of like look similar.
Pacific Islanders can't replace Pacific Islanders.
What is it? Brown can't replace brown?
Brown can't replace
That's
brown.
what's happening here.
They
but,
kind of look alike, though. I mean, they look very similar. I don't know.
I can't.
So he plays his Aquaman's dad is from Earth or from the mainland. So I guess
So he's just a regular human.
he's just a
dude
regular human dude.
that was just so handsome that he like seduced the queen.
Yeah.
and like they
So
had
is
a
this like
baby.
the Little Mermaid? I mean,
It's kind of so. This one, it's kind of like a battle for the throne story, where the villain in this one is what's his name, Patrick
Wilson, the half brother.
the half brother of the brother.
half-brother.
His dad is also Jango Fett.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we sure about that?
No.
No, there's no way. No.
His mom has to be Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman.
So they switched it up, and because I remember in the comics.
I mean, I don't know. Is that a comic?
Yeah, in the comics, I could have sworn it's his. They have the same dad but different moms.
That has to be different.
Yeah, they probably changed.
Because
it.
listen, I love
dad's
Patrick
human.
Wilson. Patrick Wilson is fantastic.
You don't think that he looks like Momoa?
If
like
his
half
dad's
brothers?
human, then who's his mom? If he has powers.
Why
Nicole
would he
Kidman.
necessarily have a
So
human?
that's not half brother. That's not a half brother. That's a whole brother.
No.
If it's
Wait.
half brother, they should have
No.
one
His
parent.
mom is. How would they do that? Because I can't remember.
Okay, well, he is a half brother. We're just gonna go ahead and
Yeah,
assume that since Patrick Wilson is a white man,
Like white.
yeah,
Like he's white.
firmly
He's
Caucasian. He is, yeah,
He's
absolutely.
Jezzer white. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
I'm not even
I
white.
know. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, so he's gonna play.
It just makes
Ocean
more
Master.
sense. He would be
Okay.
Nicole Kidman.
So like they're gonna be battling for the throne.
Do you have any more pictures? Or
Yeah, I
should
do.
we- Okay,
I
who else
got
you
more. Who we
Okay.
got? This one I'm really
Carlos
excited.
Martinez says, no, Aquaman is not an actual Atlantean. He's a human.
He's half and half. That's why he got the best of both worlds.
Take it out with
my God.
Carlos.
All right,
Take it
well,
out.
you sit there behind your computer screen, and then he's half and half.
We're technically
Yeah.
behind computer screens
Yeah,
too.
I know we are. So another actor that I'm super excited about is Dolph Lundgren. Yes, he plays the. I guess he's the current king.
The first live action Punisher.
Dolph Lundgren, man.
I probably, if I ever meet him, will probably tell him I can never forgive him for what he did
If
to
he dies,
Apollo
Creed.
Creed.
He dies.
However,
I am super excited
I
to see him in the next one.
love Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren is
I
great.
think he's fantastic. I think he's wonderful. The
Is it-
fact that he's also a super genius.
Yeah, he's
is-
like a nuclear physicist or something.
Yeah,
It's
no,
crazy.
he's fantastic. Yeah.
And he got to show that off a little bit in Expendables
Expendables?
3. Yeah.
And people were just like, this is bullshit. And they're like, no,
It's
that's
no,
really
it's
got like
cool,
2 or
real
3
life.
PhDs.
It's real life, you know.
Yeah, you
So I'm really excited about having him. I think he has the throne right now, so I guess Momoa's gonna have to try to steal the throne.
No.
back.
He is Nereus, the king of the undersea nation of Zebel? I'm not really
So
sure.
he's another.
Yeah. Oh, so apparently
Okay.
there's another nation.
Okay.
Apparently there are multiple undersea kingdoms or nations or whatever, which makes
Under the
sense.
sea.
The sea is so damn big.
Under the sea,
Awesome.
under the sea.
We can't just have an
It's
Atlantis
better. Don't
centric
worry, sweater.
storyline. There are others out there. So
So next up we have Willem Dafoe, who kind of
The
plays.
Green Goblin himself.
Nah, he kind of plays Aquaman's tech guy. He's kind of like Lucius Fox or Alfred for Aquaman.
Am I saying this right? Nuidis?
Nucleus.
Nuidis. You can tell I don't read a whole lot of Aquaman comics.
Volko.
Nuidis Volko.
Volko. So he's kind of the tech guy.
Okay, he's a techie.
Cool.
I mean, how does that work out underwater?
Well, maybe
They do have technology.
Maybe he fixes the
water and electronics.
I don't think they're electronic.
Yeah, it's magic or
And
whatever.
besides, eels are electric.
It's electric.
Well, that's why they kill themselves every time they shock someone. Fun fact.
Next up, we know we got a lot of Power Ranger fans in here. And if you saw the last 2017 movie, we got Ludi Lin, who's playing.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
He's playing Merc.
Oh, I didn't know his name.
I loved him in
You
that
guys like
movie
the
back
Black
in the day.
Ranger.
Yeah,
man.
But I feel like they're gonna change Merc's character up a little bit.
He's hot.
Because I feel like they're gonna probably make him Aqualad or something. You know, his little sidekick.
Well, who is Merc?
Merc is a leader of one of the.
Manowar?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's leader of the. He's the general of the army down in Atlantis. But I feel like. I mean, I think he could be Aqualad, you know?
Yeah.
And so Ocean Master is the villain, and I think Dolph Lundgren's gonna throw some conflict with Momoa. But there's also one more person that they got in there, and that's of course Aquaman's
Pootie Tang?
arch enemy, and that's Black Manta.
Oh.
I was gonna say, like,
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna introduce Black Manta. They're gonna just introduce the actor and give him a little backstory, and they're gonna probably hold off for maybe Justice League 2 or something.
Okay, they shouldn't be holding off on storylines here, considering the track record.
Don't you think there's too many
They
villains right
canceled a Justice League 2 because of the performance of BBS.
Well, don't you think there's too many villains in this then? Because I mean, you got
Well, we don't know who's really going to be vilified.
as of right now, we have 2 confirmed villains. Because Dolph Lundgren could just be an X Factor.
maybe
Or
just,
Patrick Wilson could just be the Loki.
Yeah,
maybe, but he is Ocean Master. So if you don't know, have you guys ever seen that Netflix show? What is it? What's that Netflix show about the rise of hip hop?
Oh, Get On.
The
not
Get Down?
On Up.
The
Yeah,
Get Down. So he plays,
Get On Up.
the actor plays the villain there on the Get Down. So I'm pretty excited to see.
Mateen II.
What is it?
Blackwing, I do not think everyone is hot, okay? I'll tell you a few people are not hot. The guy who's supposed to play Aquaman's dad's not hot.
Oh, I love him. I think
'Cause
he's
he's just
I love
old.
him.
No.
He's attractive. That's an attractive man. Oh, why are you playing?
What's
these-
going on?
No, we're not
We're not ending. That's my fault.
So Carlos says Atlantis is in a bubble, and inside of that bubble, there's no water.
Really? Is
Well,
that
thank you for that.
Wait? So always in the comics?
Ask Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos, can you clarify
He's-
for that man? 'Cause
He's our fact checker
Please.
up there.
Yeah.
I'm going by what you say. You could be literally just making shit up.
But
But
I-
I'm gonna go ahead and believe
That
you.
does sound familiar, but I don't know. I'd like to see a little bit of underwater action. Because
Harry Potter could do it. I don't understand why you couldn't go ahead and
Harry Potter.
you know.
Do you guys think they're gonna play the trailer during the Super Bowl? I mean, we have to have a teaser.
When does that movie come out?
November.
November?
It comes out. Hang on.
It's on the right side. Go down.
December 21st, 2018. So
December
This is
21st.
a Christmas movie. So
No, they're gonna move that up.
They're gonna move it up.
You really think so?
Well,
do
what's-
you think there's any real estate still
Well,
left?
maybe not because
Not for
Star Wars
this
is not
year.
going to be released in
No.
December.
I
But
think
no, they have to move it up.
Only thing for Disney
think
coming
so.
out around that time is Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins Returns is the one.
They might be doing it just because it's an Oscar baity season, so they're not going to have any blockbusters to go up against. Star Wars is not releasing until next year.
Yeah.
So
When's Solo come out?
June.
June? Ugh.
So I mean, they want this
May.
to be the Christmas movie then, because
That is so weird.
Isn't Nutcracker coming out?
Nobody's gonna. That is
saying
not
for-
a threat
listen,
to
The
anyone.
four realms of the
People
Nutcrackers.
go to the movies during Christmas.
I
okay?
keep
They go
forgetting there's a
Christmas Day.
Nutcracker movie.
Okay,
Hey,
but I'm
I watched
saying that, like,
Jumanji on Christmas.
I'm saying that after you're done opening up your presents, your family goes to the theater, and you're at the theater. Who are you gonna go to? You can
You're
either
gonna go
ahead and
see hot ass Jason
Aquaman,
Momoa. You're not gonna see a wooden
if
doll.
You got a whole bunch of
It's not a
like
wooden
little
doll.
ones. Maybe you go ahead and take them to Nut. Maybe you do.
No, go to sleep. Go to sleep while
You
having
and
a
I
movie
are
on.
obviously going to go see Aquaman. I'm talking about these parents with tiny little 2-3-year-old kids that are like, they have to see something acceptable. I don't
That's why
really
I
know
don't
too
have
much
kids.
about Aquaman. They're going to go ahead and see Nutcracker.
So how does the chat feel about Aquaman? What do we got?
I don't know. Hold on. There's pieces of conversation. Yeah. It changes. Okay. Blackwing says it changes. And Carla says it's in the comics and in Young Justice and in animated films too about the bubble.
The bubble? Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know. It's weird. I mean, obviously animated, you can do that effect where it's being underwater. I did it in the Little Mermaid cartoon. I don't know.
I wouldn't mind either way, actually. I mean,
I don't know.
I
guess it wouldn't look that funny, but it's just weird because then you're thinking about the physics of it all, and I don't know, water going into I don't know. That's things I think about when I see a lot of action things.
As long as the physics are consistent, I'll buy into it.
Well, what did you think of that underwater fight scene that he had with Steppenwolf? Like how they're moving.
I liked it.
I liked it. I mean, it tracked for me. What was just a little distracting was when they had to talk. Now I'm like, obviously he can breathe underwater. Is he not able to talk underwater? And I'm sure they're going to go ahead and flesh that out a little bit more here because now they've got an entire movie to do it. Go ahead and establish like what is possible and what isn't, or what
maybe
is
because
preferable.
he's half human.
Maybe
play that in.
Yeah. So yeah.
Or again, I just think it was a time crunch
context thing. That would have been nice, but I get why you don't because you got other things to get to, or you're just trying to go ahead and squeeze the movie in under 2.5 hours, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. So.
But I mean,
we got a new movie coming.
Are you guys excited about now that you know majority of the cast? Are you guys excited?
I love Patrick Wilson.
Patrick Wilson.
I love Patrick Wilson. Yes.
Excuse you.
I think it's a matter of liking these actors who are in it.
Yeah.
And I do have faith in James Wan because he is one of my all-time favorite directors.
Yeah.
But you just have to see because sometimes it's not the director's fault, especially with these big budget films with these indie directors. It's like, all right, well, how is WB going to fuck it up this time?
Yeah.
How much are they going to change?
So what you're saying is I'm not going to get my hopes up.
Yeah. Just like with Justice League.
I'm cautiously
just like with Wonder Woman.
That's
and then
fine.
I was pleasantly surprised.
I mean, because the thing with Wonder Woman is that it is possible to make a movie that exists on itself, by itself. Now, how much they're going to try to tie into the pre-existing continuity and mythology, don't know. Is this a prequel? Is it a sequel?
I mean, let's be real though. Before Momoa or any of that, did anybody really care about Aquaman?
No, not at all.
No one gave a shit about Aquaman.
He was the
fish pants.
He was the butt of every joke.
I mean, honestly, if you would have told me that an Aquaman movie was going to happen, I'd be like, okay.
That's exactly what happened when I was there for the DC slate in Hall H for Comic-Con. I was like, all right, Green Lantern, he already pooped on that. Aquaman, what? That was before they casted Jason Momoa.
Yeah, well, I mean,
with this slate.
Like, when you saw this slate, which movie from the DCU did you find intriguing, or that
BVS?
BVS?
Yeah.
Is it? That's the Hall H.
I was there for that announcement when that actor came out. I forgot, he's like a legend, but he came out and did the whole script from the Superman. It was like,
Keith David? No, not him. Sorry.
No, not Keith David.
I was thinking. I don't know why.
He did like this whole script line reading, and then
I know who you're talking about. I can't.
It went dark, and then the logo just comes up on the big screen of Batman Superman. No, it wasn't Kevin Smith.
Jack Black?
No, it wasn't Jack Black. Hold on, BBS Comic-Con announcement, because now I need to know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that logo appeared, and the whole room shooketh for real. 3,000 people. No, probably 30,000 people are in Hall H.
I didn't sit there and count.
You never been to Hall H?
Is that when we went to that Fox one? Was that Hall H?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't count how many people.
Okay, it's gonna count. Anyway, there's a lot of people in it. I think 5,000 people.
Harry Lennox.
Yes.
Who's Harry Lennox?
Yes. And he read the line from, I think it was one of the comics. Yes! Right here, the 2013 announcer reaction. You should play it on the stream.
He's from The Matrix.
I know him from Dollhouse.
Wait, what?
So.
Yeah, I don't know from The Matrix.
From Matrix Revolutions, the best Matrix movie.
So
don't play. Hey,
why?
it's gonna get flagged.
No, it's not.
Yeah, we're not playing anything from there.
Damn it! Wait, why won't it stop?
So, Justice League came out in, what was that, November?
Yes.
So it's about time that we.
It was a Thanksgiving film.
It was a Thanksgiving film.
I saw it 3 times in the theater, and I have no shame.
Are you gonna buy the Blu-ray?
I will buy the DVD. I don't like Blu-ray.
So on our website, Keith, one of our writers, he put up a story about the Walmart exclusive that they got.
Okay.
So it's got a bunch of pins that come with it.
It's so problematic. Why would they have a Walmart exclusive?
I don't know, because I don't like going to Walmart. I don't know if
it's everywhere.
Well, now I have to go to Walmart.
Yeah, because I want those.
I want those pins.
That's exactly why. No,
And I guess with the Walmart exclusive, there's gonna be a scene just for that Walmart Blu-ray, which kind of sucks.
A scene,
probably a 2-minute scene.
A major superhero blockbuster film, you get one deleted scene.
One deleted scene. That's all they're giving for deleted.
One,
but it's
maybe
exclusive to Walmart.
Yeah.
So.
I want all of the deleted scenes because it has to be
there's gonna
at least 30 minutes.
There's gonna be a few deleted scenes, but there's one scene that is only people that get it from Walmart.
No, there's not going to be a few. There are actually only 1 or 2.
Really?
That was released, yes.
Why
there's no director's commentary.
Why did they do that? I don't understand why.
Well, I don't think they cut anything that Joss
was
did.
a mess. This movie was just convoluted. There's no way that you can go ahead and have either Snyder or Whedon go ahead and do it because Whedon was only there for post? Mm-hmm. So a couple months versus Snyder.
Half a production. And
Snyder apparently is just...
Do you guys remember when Snyder came out with BVS and everybody was like, "Oh, Snyder's ruining it. Snyder's ruining all this." But now, what's going on?
Petition.
We want the Snyder cut. It's like, wait a second.
Stop dogging Snyder. We want Snyder.
No, listen. I think they keep on saying like this is not a continuation of the Nolan verse. Mm-hmm. All right, we get it. However, I think Zack Snyder and his style is a perfect continuation. If you're going to go ahead and take inspiration from Nolan, since it's always about, it's a dark, gritty, world. Okay, great. Zack Snyder has an aesthetic that I enjoy, and I especially think that it's really well suited for the Batman character.
Agree.
It can work for Superman if you go ahead and put Superman in your movie. We now have 2 movies where he's there for very minimal time.
Man of Steel was enough time for me.
Well, we finally got Superman, how Superman was supposed to be in Justice League. We just...
Wait a minute, rewind. They're talking about a Man of Steel 2. And I was like, wait a minute, guys. That's what you called BVS.
Yeah,
Don't try to retcon the whole thing and be like, we're coming out.
He wasn't even in BVS. He was in it for all 20 minutes?
He was not there for 20 minutes.
That's a Batman movie. I'm sorry.
There was a whole trial. Then he was destroying...
He was really not. He was really not on his game. He was not on his game. Like he didn't see a bomb in the dude's chair.
We have to move on.
Grandma's peach tea.
He didn't see a bomb in that dude's chair. Come on, you got X-ray vision. You've had X-ray vision for 40 plus years. You don't see that there's a bomb there?
The deleted scene explains that the wheelchair is actually lead lined.
Okay.
These are things that would have been valuable within the actual theatrical cut instead of you saving it for the extended version.
But also, he doesn't really walk around with his X-ray vision activated the entire time because that's pervy. That's pervy.
I don't know. It's just bad.
Grandma's peach tea.
Grandma's peach
Sold
tea. Wait, so was that piss?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That Jezzer? After 2 years?
No, after 2 years.
That man needs to hydrate if that's what his urine looks like. I'm sorry. It's gross, but...
You talking about Lex Luthor?
Yeah.
He don't drink water. He's eating candy all day. That weird scene where he's feeding the candy to the dude.
They did want a Man of Steel 2 movie. And it was supposed to have The Rock in it. It was supposed to be Superman versus Black Adam. Did you know that?
No.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Can this stop? Can the madness end?
Listen,
do you just go back to the solo films and just stop it?
I don't care about any of that. I just want a story that makes sense, that can be completed from beginning to end by one director, that looks like it was made by one director. I wanted to just take a risk, man. Go ahead. I mean, for all the crap that I give for Batman v Superman, I appreciate the risks that it took. But unfortunately, it just fucking fell short.
I heard
because
the Ultimate
cut way too much.
Was way better.
It was.
The what?
It was way better.
Cut.
The extended?
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's 3 hours, but
I didn't watch it yet.
It's not perfect. But it literally raises the average from a 65, 70 to an 85.
Listen, DC Santa Claus, this is all I want for Christmas. Please make another Batman movie right now before Ben Affleck cancels on his contract.
Well,
he needs to get back in shape.
I did talk to Ben Affleck on my plane that I was on, and I was like,
his forehead?
Huh? His forehead. And I was like, you need to do one more Batman film because you're great. I did. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? And then we sat down and we watched The Accountant together.
So weird. Why would he sit down and watch The Accountant with you?
Please go back to that. What was it? It was the After Dark that we were talking about.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't After Dark. It was...
Yeah.
It was After Dark.
All right, go find that episode where you find out about Jezzer's interaction with
Ben Affleck.
a forehead in first class.
Nah, and Jordan Peele was there.
Joe was
And
there at the airport.
Michael Blackson was there. There's everybody. It was like a
And he
celebrity
photoshopped
thing.
Chloe Bennett in the picture with him.
No, that was really Chloe Bennett.
Look, Carlos believes me.
He believes you for what? What?
Blackwing would march in there and start flipping tables in that studio.
I know.
He said if they kick Ben out, I'm gonna lose my mind.
That was the best. Like that fight scene in the.
I'll be with you.
Yeah,
Affleck is amazing. I think he might be my favorite Batman.
And then everybody, when they announced, I was like, oh.
I know. I definitely was. I was like, listen.
No.
But I learned from the Heath Ledger thing and the Michael Fassbender, James McAvoy thing because I flipped out with those casting
Did you really?
too.
Like because
I love
James McAvoy had hair, or why?
No, not why. Number one, I didn't really know who James McAvoy was at the time. I didn't know who any of those people were. He was the original.
He was on the UK version of Shameless.
Yes.
Yeah, he was Jimmy's character, which is great.
It wasn't Jimmy's character. It was Steve.
Jimmy. Steve?
It was Steve in the UK version.
Oh, really? Anyway.
Now I know everything about James McAvoy, okay?
I mean, they announced Ben Affleck, and I was like, he's a white dude with a strong jawline. All right, yeah. Okay.
But Batman's a white dude with a strong jawline.
Exactly.
That's a good start.
I mean, everybody kept going back, Daredevil, though, Daredevil. I was like, well, we had Human Torch, and he turned into Captain America.
And Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool. We had Green Lantern.
Green Lantern and Deadpool.
There's so much about those characters that are beyond the control of the actors.
Yeah,
so it's
definitely.
like...
Also, his portrayal of Daredevil wasn't that bad. You could tell that was in a direction.
No, for that time when that movie came out, back was like 2003, that movie wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
It plays like a cartoon.
Yeah, I mean...
It's a cartoon movie. I mean, it's literally, they tried to make a live-action cartoon.
That was when we just started testing the waters with comic book movies. We're like, oh, what works? What doesn't work? You know, and then now we're judging it by how comic book movies are now.
I think it's just because, you know, they're fighting on seesaws and, you know...
I like that scene.
That was so goofy.
Fun.
It was goofy as hell.
And even goofier was Elektra.
Yeah,
for sure.
And they're like, we want to make a comic booky, but not too comic booky, so we're not going to put her in the red outfit. Okay, great.
But they did in they did in the third act of the solo film? Oh, you mean her classic red, like, ninja
Yeah, they
style.
gave literally everybody else goofy ass, like, almost verbatim. I mean, they carved into Colin Farrell's head, but you can't put her in red or anything looking like her outfit. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's
Lady in red.
But yeah, I think that's all we got for today on the DC.
Yeah,
I mean,
otherwise
we have to clock out of the Watchtower.
Yeah. So you guys excited for the new slate?
I'm doing voices like Daryl.
Really? Okay. What? Let's hear one.
No, you know how Daryl always kind of like just randomly does voices?
Yeah.
So he like panels and
who
streams.
is Daryl?
And everyone's like, okay, so what happened was...
Anyways. So yeah, thanks for watching, you guys. Hope you liked it. The new Pop Culture Renegades Watchtower.
It was a Jezzer production. He worked super hard on this episode for you.
Super hard.
So please like and subscribe and share this video.
Please.
Where can we find you guys on social media? Who's first?
You can't because I'm off the grid officially.
Oh no.
Say what?
She's a hologram right now. She's not even here.
You can find me on Twitter and Facebook at Miggy Spicy. On Instagram, Miggy Cosplay. And this weekend, we're all attending Anime LA.
It's going to be fun.
Kicking off the con season. Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll be running around, working, shooting a bunch of content for you guys on that #show channel. And yeah, where can we find you, Toni?
You can find me on all the social medias at the Toni Sanchez, Toni with an I, Sanchez with a Z. If you see me at ALA, please give me anime recommendations because I don't watch anime.
Neither do I. The three of us are going to anime land. We don't watch any anime.
And I'm excited, especially to kind of like start fixing that blind spot because it's my one legitimate blind spot.
Right.
Like
it's a big world.
Well, listen. After I was told that Thundercats doesn't count as anime, I was like, oh, I really haven't seen any anime. Then okay, great.
I go for Artist Alley.
Yeah.
I love the arts.
But yeah, hope to see you this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. You can find me on all social media at Jezzer Zeus. And yeah, thanks for watching. Pop Culture Renegades is the Watchtower. Well, we should be coming back next week, I think. So tune in. All right. Thanks, you guys. Renegades out.
Bye.
Ooh, now you can hit